In this tutorial, we again follow a line, but this time with a multi-state program. And the difference is that this time we are using the reflection of the light sensor rather than the color, black or white. We use the reflection, which is sometimes more powerful. Let's see how it works.
Find this and more tutorials at FLLCasts.com.